Gohan's journey into becoming the defender of the world begins when he enters into the room of spirit and time with his father Goku. They intend to train to defeat the monster known as Cell, who is terrorizing the Earth. Gohan, being a half Saiyan, half human, has always shown glimpses of an untapped power which we momentarily see in his battles against Raditz, Nappa, the Ginyu Force and Frieza, but we never truly see the extent of Gohan's power until he faces off against Cell. After having evolved and transformed into his perfect form, Cell announces to the world that he will be hosting his very own martial arts tournament called the Cell Games. Cell challenges anyone who's willing to defeat him. The Cell Games follow the same rules as the Tenkaichi Budokai, with the exception of one rule: if you are killed, then it counts as a loss. And if Cell manages to defeat every warrior during the Cell Games, then he will remove all life from the face of the earth, sparing nobody. So the stage is set for the Cell Games. Gohan and Goku emerge from the Room of Spirit and Time after their intense training. Gohan looks completely different to when he entered. Having now attained the ability to transform into a Super Saiyan, Gohan has grown in strength, but as we see later, he is still struggling with his own beliefs of not feeling strong enough. Gohan also has very conflicting thoughts about taking someone else's life, even if that someone is Cell, a murderous demon who has himself taken the lives of countless people across the earth. On the day of the Cell Games, the Z Warriors arrive to challenge Cell. Goku faces off against Cell first. However, after a long battle, Goku seems to be being outmatched by Cell. It seems like Goku cannot defeat Cell after all, but the Z Warriors have hope that Goku has some sort of strategy to defeat Cell, despite the fact that Goku's ki has dropped considerably in comparison to Cell's. Much to the surprise of everyone, including Cell, Goku announces that he quits and wishes for Gohan to take his place. Goku reassures Gohan that he can defeat Cell, but Piccolo is in complete opposition of this idea. Gohan accepts his father's request and begins his fight with Cell, but he appears to be totally outmatched. Piccolo questions Goku's decision, but Goku remains confident in his choice. Emerging after being thrown into a crater, Gohan sternly walks towards Cell. Cell is genuinely surprised by how tough Gohan is. These praises are short-lived as Gohan requests for a stop to the fight. He tells Cell that this fight is meaningless, but Cell arrogantly chooses to laugh in Gohan's face, assuming that Gohan has lost his nerve. Cell with conviction states that his Cell Games are far from meaningless. For him, they are a pastime, to enjoy defeating each and every warrior that stands in his way. After the Cell Games end, he plans to take his time slowly to kill all of humanity. He is about to tell Gohan if he wants to save humanity, he has to defeat him, but Cell is interrupted, as Gohan says that he does not want to fight Cell, nor does he want to kill Cell. And for the first time, Gohan says that he does not enjoy fighting in the same way that his father does. Cell can understand why Gohan doesn't want to fight, but he calls Gohan's bluff, stating that Gohan does not have the power to kill him. Gohan begins to tell Cell that he now understands why his father has put so much faith into him being the only one capable of defeating Cell. Ever since he was a small child, Gohan has always had a latent ability which would momentarily manifest during intense bouts of rage. We see this manifested for the first time during his encounter with Raditz, when Gohan was only 4 years old. Raditz is mercilessly beating Goku and intends to kill him. He plants his boot into Goku's chest, the pain being so unbearable it causes Goku to scream. Gohan hears his father suffering and bursts out of Raditz's space pod. Visibly enraged, Gohan's battle power begins to increase. Raditz checks his scouter and exclaims with shock that Gohan has a battle power of 1307. He had previously checked and confirmed that Gohan only had a battle power of 1. This was the first instance that Gohan's latent ability was first brought to attention. Piccolo also notices Gohan's latent ability and decides to train Gohan to help him bring that power out. Gohan doesn't believe that he has such a power that Piccolo speaks of, but Piccolo grabs the young Gohan and hurtles him towards a cliff, throwing Gohan into the face of life and death. We see the hidden ability within Gohan again as he launches a blast and it flattens the landscape in front of him. Piccolo is even stunned by how powerful Gohan really is. He states that this is more power than he even imagined. While on planet Namek, Gohan shows us more glimpses of his latent abilities. Frieza, after impaling Krillin, tosses him into the sea. Gohan attempts to rescue him, but Frieza, while sadistically laughing, chooses to stand in his way. Gohan, seeing his friend about to drown in front of him, begins to get infuriated by Frieza. However, Frieza suggests to Gohan that he should worry about himself and that it is meaningless to save him, as very soon Krillin will die. Without a moment's notice, Gohan charges Frieza and unleashes an overwhelming assault to overpower him so that he can rescue his friend. Through remembering all of these moments, Gohan begins to understand why his father has put so much faith into him defeating Cell. However, he is afraid of the power which resides within him. Gohan tells Cell that when he loses control, his power causes him to go beyond his own will and reasoning. He may have incredible power, but at what cost if Gohan loses control of this power? He is even more fearful of this hidden power now that he is trained in the Room of Spirit and Time with Goku. He has powered up considerably in comparison to before his training. The most notable difference is that Gohan is now a Super Saiyan. Goku knows all of this, and even experienced a very short-lived glimpse of Gohan transforming into a level beyond a Super Saiyan during his training in the Room of Spirit and Time. Despite this promise of a hidden new power within him, Gohan is afraid of it. He believes that if he loses control, he will surely kill Cell, which is something that he does not want to do. Not heeding Gohan's warning, Cell intends to bring this power out of Gohan so that he can see for himself this so-called hidden power within him. Cell begins his attempt at enraging Gohan by beating him relentlessly, much to the despair of the others. Goku stands by and watches him with hope that Gohan can win. Goku wants Gohan to channel his anger so that he can draw out this hidden power. Cell realizes that hurting Gohan alone will not bring about his power, so he sets his sights on the Z-Warriors. Cell creates 7 Cell Juniors and orders them to attack the Z-Warriors. Gohan struggles to see everybody being beaten by the Cell Juniors. He is aware that aside from Trunks, the others cannot be brought back to life by the Dragon Balls if they are killed. It is a do-or-die situation for Gohan. As his anger is welling up, his ki begins to rise, but it isn't enough to tap into his unreached potential. If he does not unleash his true power soon, he risks losing everything due to him feeling hesitant and afraid. Cell shouts over to the Cell Juniors that they can stop toying around with the Z-Warriors now. They have his permission to kill them. Gohan remains conflicted, and he cannot bring himself to lose control and kill Cell. As he stated previously, Gohan does not enjoy fighting. It is the depth of his own power which frightens him. Gohan is afraid that he may lose his mind and kill Cell. This is the conflict within his own mind. Gohan remains conflicted until Android 16 gives Gohan the answer to his internal struggle. Android 16 sympathizes with Gohan, telling him that he isn't wrong for not wanting to kill Cell. This is the compassion and love that Gohan has for life. So much so that he does not want to take it away even from Cell. 16 tells Gohan that it is not wrong to fight for what is right. He reassures Gohan that he is facing up against an opponent who will not be reasoned with by words alone. He tells Gohan to give himself permission to unleash his energy, which is welling up due to his anger. 16's final words are conveyed to Gohan as a kind request. He asks Gohan to protect nature and the animals of the world that he, just like Gohan, is very fond of, pleading to Gohan that he protects them in his place. Gohan snaps. The anger within is unleashed. It is manifested in a scream which is accompanied by an Uzaru roaring. Gohan, faced with losing everything, with tears in his eyes, chooses to grasp destiny with his own hands. At last, Gohan's anger has pushed him to go beyond his own self. Gohan's Super Saiyan 2 transformation is accompanied by the insert song called Unmei no Hi, performed by the legendary Hironobu Kageyama. In this song, Kageyama sings about the endless fear which is brought about by an evil soul drawing nearer. Despite this, choosing to resolve that I cannot lose now, this is the deciding point of destiny. To stake your life, to do whatever it takes to go beyond your own limitations, to gain the strength needed to defeat this darkness. Unmei no Hi stylistically adds to the impact of what this moment really means to Gohan's development as a character that we have watched grow up until this point. For that character to finally have his destiny fulfilled, it is a satisfactory climax to all the struggle we see Gohan go through up until this point. The young child who nobody assumed would have the responsibility of defeating Cell is pushed to the edge. He learns to accept his power as a strength and not a weakness. Gohan, through Android 16's final words, understands that he must use his power to save his loved ones. He cannot avoid fighting Cell. Words are not enough to stop this monster. He endures Cell's twisted games, and the suffering he inflicts onto others until he reaches his breaking point. The culmination of Gohan's story arc has come to this very moment, when he realizes his true potential and finally transforms into a Super Saiyan 2. His anger wells up and he snaps. With tears in his eyes, the gentle Saiyan is calm no more. Gohan faces the evil spirit in front of him. It is do or die, there is no other way. He truly goes beyond himself, attaining a level beyond the impossible. And this is the spirit of Dragon Ball. To go beyond yourself, to face against the overwhelming odds with courage and burning energy. Gohan's destiny is fulfilled when he can no longer bear the thought of a lifeless Earth. His pain pushes through, and his gentle soul becomes determined to put a stop to the monster who aims to rid the world of life that he cherishes so much.